It's called the Business Growth Seminar, guys. Stop operating, start growing. No, you can't get the right freaking owner to put the right systems and processes in place to make the business better. So Winston Churchill, we're going to get rid of Adolf Hitler. If you say I'm a florist, no, you're a marketeer of your florist business. You've got to focus on getting customers. I go around and see loads of day nurseries. What's the problem with the day nursery? Oh, we can't get the staff. Can't get the staff. No, you can't get the right freaking owner to put the right systems and processes in place to make the business better. Who remembers this at school? This will tell you why management really does work. Remember at school, right? You had 6 lessons throughout the day, same set of 30 kids go to different lessons. You do English, you do maths, you do science. Same set of 30 kids going around the school throughout the day and behave differently compared to what teacher was teaching them. Just put your hands up if you recognise what I'm saying here. I need to understand that. The same set of kids behave differently with a different set of teachers. That there, gang, because hopefully you can paint that picture in your head, is describing management. That teacher can get different results on the same day with the same set of people on the quality of management alone. It's not the kids, is it? Oh, the kids are a nightmare. It's the quality of the leadership and management. And you're not born with this stuff. You have to practice it. You have to read the books. You have to invest in yourself. Okay, vision, end in mind. This is how do we get great? So this is the leadership part of a business. How do we attract the best management to come work for us? Because there are good managers, great people have a choice to go to places. I always say this, average people end up working for average people. Good people work for good people, excellent people work for excellent people. So you guys have got to move yourself up so you magnetize the best people to come work for you. This is the stage 1 of making great stuff happen. You've got to have a compelling vision with an end in mind. Why do I write books? They're like vision statements. I give staff members. Yesterday I was picking my little boy up from the nursery here, Kerry, who's one of our room leaders there, just a fantastic member of staff. And she said, James, I've read your first book. I was like, I had a good 20-minute chat with her. And because there was a big traffic jam, so I was having a chat with her. In my car, I had another 2 copies of this book, Experience Business and Getting Customers. I gave her them. So she said, I can't believe I'm going to go read. That builds culture and understanding of vision end in mind. I don't write these books to get 50p a sale from Amazon. I write them because they're vision end in mind statements. Getting customers is a set of systems and processes in the marketing that I believe that we should be doing as a company. So when we employ someone in marketing, look, that is the systems and processes that we believe committed to paper. So you've got to have this vision end in mind, So I want to build a national profitable brands that families love. We want to be the best. We want our team to be happy and hardworking. This is what our business looks like when it's finished. Who can actually with clarity say what their business looks like when it's finished? You guys, by the end of the day, because I'm going to make you do it. That's who. Very few. I'll tell you who are the best people at this. VCs. Does anyone know what a VC is? Do you know what it stands for? Vulture capitalists. That's right, vulture capitalists. Some people call them venture capitalists. I like to call them vulture capitalists. There's one of the things that we can learn from them before they invest any money in an organisation, before they write that check. They know when they're going to get out and what that business is going to look like. And they're working towards that aim. They will say, we're going to invest X, but in 5 years' time, the business will look like Y. And that's what we're going to build towards. And most people don't know that. They don't have a war plan. They have battle plans. Good battle plans, usually, but not a war plan. World War I and World War II, 2 very different things. World War I, to this day, no one can really explain what the reason was for it. Taking a bit of land and then we're taking a bit of land and fighting to and from. No one really knows what's going on. World War II, we've got a reason, we've got a vision. We've got this bloke with a funny moustache taking over the place, and our vision, our end in mind, our war plan is to get rid of that bloke. So everyone can get behind the culture better because there's a reason. So if you want great people, they need to know why they're doing it. They need to know the end in mind. It's the same with education. Most people are going to university. Why are they going there? I'll kill a bit of time until I work out what I want to do. No, Then the other successful people that get through, they go, I want to be a vet, I want to be a barrister, I want to be a lawyer. When they can say what their end in mind is, they can whiz through education much better. This is why I'm stressing myself out on this coursework, because I know that's my journey. That's my journey, that's my destination. Businesses need that. That's how you magnetize the best people to come and help you. Now, the best people might be a bank manager that believes in your vision, that might get you that first loan, or an investor that believes in your vision to invest in your business, or the landlord to give you the property to grow your business. Human beings are looking for that vision with an end in mind. That's what they're looking for, gang. And most people don't have it committed to paper. It's got to be committed to paper. You've got to make a contract with yourself to say what it's going to do. I'll give you some tips and tools on how we can do that later. The entrepreneur's coming up with the war plan, the management's coming up with the battle plan. So Winston Churchill, we're going to get rid of Adolf Hitler. Generals and sergeants, right, come on, let's come up with a battle plan how we can do this, okay? Let's send in the Navy. Blow me, that hasn't worked. Okay, guys, what are we going to do now? Okay, let's send in the troops. Oh no, this isn't working. We need intelligence. Let's get some spies to crack the code. Benedict Cumberbatch, he's going to crack the code and he's going to give us the right intelligence. If you watched that film, sorry, I'm just going off a bit there. If you watched that film, the spies gave the intelligence, the knowledge, the power to get the thing over the line so they send in the right deployment of troops. So what I like to call this here is OST. This is how we manage businesses, gang. OST, objectives, strategies and tactics. So the objective is coming up by the entrepreneur. They're coming up with a war plan. The battle plans are the strategies and tactics. Situation is, most people are coming up with different strategies and tactics without an objective. That's the NHS I've just described there to you guys. Strategies and tactics changing all the time with no clear objectives. The objective stays on point, but the strategies and tactics can change as long as they're there to meet the objective. So World War II, the strategies and tactics were changing, but they still had a consistent objective. World War I, no objective, just a change in strategies and tactics and a complete and utter bloodbath. Are you a person that's always changing your strategies and tactics without a clear objective? Are you a battle planner with no real war plan? What's the war you want to win? Then you make much better battle decisions. One day in yourself, take a drive up to Norfolk or something in a good environment, book yourself into a hotel with pen and paper and write down what the future of your life looks like. Where do you want to take yourself? Give yourself that time to really think. Bill Gates has Think Week. The bloke is one of the richest, he would be the richest man in the world if he didn't give most of it away, and he's still up there, even after giving literally half of it away. Every year he goes on Think Week, and he goes to this little shack. I mean, the bloke, you realise how rich the man is, yeah? No technology, and he takes what looks like a Sainsbury's bag for life, full of books and a notepad, and he just thinks. Or I do that stuff. I go and properly think. And most people don't properly think. They think that I'm just going away for a week of thinking. What? This bloke's finally lost the plot. But I'm telling you, if you afford yourself that, you can make great stuff happen. You find your passions, which is your hobby is music, is it? Yeah, hobby is music. So build a business that allows you to just do music all the time. Maybe you're going to sell bongos online on Amazon. Sell bongos, get them made in the Far East for bongo beginners, percussion instruments, get them made in the Far East, then make YouTube channel about your bongos. You can also buy these on Amazon, here's the link. Most of the people that buy my books and come to my courses, this guy's flown over from Ireland because he's seen my YouTube videos. Successful people buy in time to allow them to go and do better stuff, and they buy in their weaknesses. I'll tell you some of my weaknesses. I'm terribly unorganised. I'm so unorganised you wouldn't believe it. So I just buy in a PA. She's really organised. I don't like doing bookkeeping or administration, so I build an accountancy team. I don't like managing people, so I bring in an MD. I cannot wait to employ a solicitor full-time. I'm trying to work out, when can I afford to employ a solicitor full-time? I employ a full-time, fully qualified accountant that just works for me. You wouldn't believe how much more time that's given me back to make me more profitable. On my 10-year thing, it's like, I'm having a solicitor. Imagine how great your life would be when you've got your own solicitor on tap. So rather than me paying £3,000 worth of fees for some stupid letter or little case, I can really get the best advice and then get an external solicitor to make sure we're doing the right stuff. So I'm thinking about this stuff in the future. What does my team look like? What's my weaknesses? I'm not a legal person. I know just enough to smell the bullshit. but I'm not a solicitor. All I do, if you watch me, I buy in time and weaknesses. I'm playing this fancy football game constantly. What team do I need around me to explode the business? Because even if you can't afford it right now, when you start playing the game of what you need around you in your head, you will start working out ways of how you can make the impossible possible. It might seem impossible right now, but you play this game, it starts becoming possible. You're growing the business, not operating the business. Remember this. This is how you grow. It's called the Business Growth Seminar, guys. Stop operating, start growing. Big things will start happening. You are a getting customers superstar. This is what you are. People say to you, what do you do? If you say, I'm a florist. No, you're a marketeer of your florist business. People say to you, oh, what do you do? Oh, I've got my own football coaching business. Stop saying that. Say, I market for a football coaching business, even though you own it. I was looking at everyone heard of Jim Sharp? This guy has just exploded. He is over 8 years built a $300 million company from scratch. He's on YouTube. He's changed his role from chief exec in that company to chief marketing officer, and he still owns it. Because he knows that getting customers grows the business. He knows that getting someone in to operate the business is much easier. Getting a manager is much easier than someone that can make £10 million worth of sales happen from scratch. Got to focus on getting customers. Felix Dennis, I often reference him, one of my favourite business books, How to Get Rich. Has anyone read How to Get Rich? He died, he was worth £500 million, seriously wealthy guy. He's wrote a shorter version called 88 Narrow Road, and I think Rule 84 is employ an accountant before you can afford them, like in-house. And you go online, they say, get a part-time FD. But as soon as you get these outsourced people, it's just giving you comfort, isn't it? If you can't afford it, you can just cut it off. But if you're serious and want to get a boutique business, a scale business, getting what I call a superstar bean counter, not just a bean counter, like a superstar one, I think I could have achieved a lot more if I'd have done that move when I was 25. I just said, right, I'm not going to pay myself for 6 months, live so frugally to pay for the accountant to work for me full time. And I'm talking about someone on 70, 100 grand a year, like a power accountant. My accountant, our FD, he's just managed to get us £250,000 back on R&D. We messed around with it for 3 years. We just couldn't get it over the line, too complicated. They're free. We overpaid some VAT thing. We got 27 grand back. It deals with all legal. It's just the spreadsheets, the numbers, understanding spend per head, tax efficiency, tax planning. I'm investing in people, and people have a real problem with that. But all successful people do it. You've got to employ people. I just can't begin to understand how much that makes a difference.